something? What the hell? You got drunk. Okay, what? Like, you need a date? You need a date? You need a specific day to get drunk? Like, you're not a real alcoholic. I do that shit every Wednesday, motherfucker. I don't need an excuse. I don't need an excuse. I'm a fucking alcoholic. I'm such an alcoholic that my work schedules around my alcoholism. Like, I told them I had a disease. So they just fucking let me go, you know? Like, I could show up at 10 o'clock in the morning, not call in late or anything, just smelling like a bottle depot, and they'll be like, oh no, that's Morgan's disease. It's okay. It's okay. You know, like, I'm a fucking addict, man. Like, I'm an addict. I get wasted, I get high all the time. I'm an addict, but I'm not no goddamn junkie. There's a difference. Most of you guys don't know this. There's a difference. You know the difference between an addict and a junkie is? Like, a junkie, they'll do anything to get high. You know, anything. They'll lie, they'll steal, they'll fucking sell their own TV, they'll sell all their possessions, they suck a dick, you know, they do anything to get high. As an addict, you know, I'll pretty much do anything to get high too, you know, like, I'll lie, I'll steal, I'll suck a dick, but I'll never sell my television. I never sell my television. You know, after a night of sucking dick for a couple lines, you know, you need to go home and relax and just watch some shit. Forget about it all. You know? I know what you guys are all thinking right now. Who the fuck let this homeless guy on stage? And how did he get that shirt? I get confused for a homeless guy all the time, you know? People come up to me and give me change, even though I'm just sipping a coffee, you know? They'll drop change in my shit. You know, but I'm not homeless. I'm not homeless. I just have homeless tendencies, you know? Like, I always have to ask my friends for money. I'm always broke. Always have to borrow money off people. But I always manage to get blackout all the time and have a full pack of cigarettes. Like, I kill it, you know? And as a homeless-looking guy, you know, you think I'd have more sympathy for homeless people, but I don't. I hate homeless people. You know, do you guys got a lot of homeless people in Cornwall? No. Because we got mad shit in fucking Montreal, man. Like, crazy homeless people. Have you ever seen one of these homeless guys that's too clever for their own good? You know, they have a funny side, we'll spend change on weed or something like that. Like, fuck you, man. Don't be so funny. Start writing some jokes or something. Do something with your life. There's this one guy in Montreal, he has a flip book of all this different shit. He'll come up to you and be like, we'll spend change on weed, and he'll flip it. We'll spend change on crack, and he'll flip it. He'll keep flipping it until you give him some change. The last one was he has 3 teeth. He's like, we'll spend change on a dentist. I'm like, no, motherfucker, I'm not giving you change. Looks like you're just gonna spend that change on a Sharpie and a new fucking coil pad. What the fuck? Calm the shit down, you know? I don't know about you guys, but I like my homeless crazy, you know? I like those crazy homeless people that have just given up on life, you know? They've given up on life like life has given up on their hopes and dreams. They don't even ask for change anymore. They just stand there shaking their hands up, you know, looking all schizophrenic. But even then, honestly, I don't give them change either. I just step past them a little bit more carefully so they don't hear the change rattle in my pocket. You know the careful step? Have you ever done this? The careful step? You're like, whoa. Careful, careful, you don't want them to hear that rattle, but you gotta use that sparingly, you know? Because one time I did that, stepped over the schizophrenic guy real carefully, then I went across the street and bought a pack of gum from the convenience store. Then the guy comes in, he chases after me, he comes in and sees me buying this pack of gum with change. And he's like, hey, what the fuck? You said you didn't have any change. I was like, no, motherfucker, I said I didn't have any spare change, you know? It's a big difference. I only support commerce, you know? And then I dropped 2 quarters into take a penny, leave a penny. And I was like, wait a second, I thought you had schizophrenia. Why the fuck are you talking right now? Calm your shit down, you know? But Montreal is crazy. They have so many homeless people, so many buskers, everyone vying for your change. There's a whole echelon of people vying for your change. You know, every single Friday I get paid. I change $100 into coins and see how long it'll last me. It's only 2 blocks at tops, you know? I'll go pick up some weed, you know, give a busker some money, you know? I even got a blowjob from a dude that looks exactly like me, same eyebrows and shit, you know? It's like the 12 days of fucking busker Christmas in Montreal, you know? It's 5 stolen rings. 4 buskers playing, 3 hookers laying, 2 grams of weed and a blowjob from a guy that looks like me. amazing. Oh, that was funny. Fuck you guys. It's health conscious times, man. Health conscious times. Everywhere you go, you know, you find out that something that you love is eventually going to kill you. You know, apparently you can't eat you can't eat French fries anymore, because once you fry the potato, they lose all of their vitamins and everything. You can't just go out at nights like I do anymore, because apparently you need like vitamin D, otherwise you'll look like this, you know? You'll look like Robert Pattinson or some shit, you know? Have you ever got like really horrible fucking health advice? You know, like this one guy, he was dying of a coronary disease, you know, like he's 300 pounds, and he's like, you shouldn't eat pork. I'm like, no, motherfucker, you shouldn't eat pork. I can do whatever the fuck I want, you know? Like, I'm skinny, I can do whatever I want. The worst health advice I ever got, I was doing cocaine with this guy, right? You know, and I did my line, did a little gummer, all steezy and shit. Then he's like, you shouldn't do gummers, you know? Cocaine will rot away the enamels and it will ruin your teeth. Then he did the fattest fucking line I've ever seen in my life, just like a 1 gram gagger. Like, yeah, man, just careful, you know, that shit will ruin your teeth. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, well, call me up in 5 years when you have Parkinson's disease and like a fucking deviated septum, but you know, you'll have the strongest teeth on the block, you know? Be able to eat candied caramel corn and candied apples and corn on the cob, you'll be fucking killing it. Call me then, motherfucker. You know? No? No cocaine addicts here? Whatever. So have you guys heard about this foreplay thing I've been reading about in all the cosmopolitan magazines? Apparently it's essential to keep a healthy relationship, and you know, like I want to be good at it, but I'm not. I'm just not clever enough, you know? So I've been like trying to steal all my foreplay ideas from like famous movies. Have you guys ever seen like Leaving Las Vegas? No one? They don't have movies in Cornwall? That's chill. But there's this one scene in Leaving Las Vegas where it's like poolside, like it's about an alcoholic, and they pour alcohol all over each other and lap it up and like have amazing sex. And I was like, yeah, I can get down with that. I can do that. So after work, you know, I went, bought a cheap bottle of brandy, went home. My girl was into it, so it was amazing. I was like, I poured it all over her, lapped it up, and then she started pouring it all over me, and then the alcoholic in me kicked in. I was like, stop talking at all, bitch, you know, say something. You know, maybe that makes me a misogynist. Does that make me a misogynist, lady back there? Because you don't seem impressed at all. Maybe a little misogynistic, but my misogyny, like, actually works out for the women, you know? Because, like, I'm so misogynistic, I don't even like my women to cook or clean, because I know they'll fuck that shit up, you know? Like my girl will be chopping up carrots, I'm like, step aside, you know? Like, I'll take care of this, I'll mop up this shit, you know? Go into the kitchen and put up some makeup or something, you know? Fuck off, you know? I'm so misogynistic, I can't even get a hand job anymore. Because I'm really like, what the fuck? You're doing it all wrong, you gotta twist. You gotta twist with that shit, like, fucking calm down. You know? Misogyny, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Whatever. You know, so I'm single. I'm single, I know, it's hard to tell. You know what's hard about being single? When you have no charm or charisma, you know? Like, it's very hard being single. And it doesn't help if you have like 5 or 6 sketchy vices you have to hide, you know? You say the wrong word, they'll peg you for a fiend. Like, I met this one girl, she was very sexy, I worked with this girl, she was sexy, she was cool, I didn't know what to say to her, so like, during break, I went up to her and I was like, hey, like, what, you want to go smoke a joint after work or something? She looked at me with disgust, like, what are you, one of those guys that gets high once a day? I was like, shit, if I could cut it down to once a day, you know, maybe I'd get some more goals accomplished, be a little bit more motivated, you know? Like, I was going to invite you to the bathroom and do a line off my inner thigh, but I'm guessing that's out of the question, you know? I don't think I could date a girl that I couldn't trust to find a vein in between my toes if I had a job interview the next day. This is not going to work at all, you know? You know what's the worst part about being single? Have you ever had a condom expire on you? That is the most embarrassing shit in the world, because like condoms last longer than canned beans, you know, that shit is non-perishable. Luckily I didn't find out the hard way though. I had a friend, a roommate actually, he came home one night, it was this girl, he's like, hey man, can I borrow a condom? Can I use a condom off you? So I just gave it to him without thinking. 2 weeks later, he comes home all crying.